Mr. Tennant here, and I have something very different for everybody today. Recently, I was in Las Vegas and I had to go ahead and take that opportunity and tour the Ariat Brand Store there at the Aria Mall in beautiful Las Vegas. So, if you find yourself in Vegas, maybe you're getting ready to go to a country concert at the Sphere, I definitely would recommend you guys checking out this Ariat store in Vegas. It's a beautiful store. It's really cool, has a lot of really unique items, like this statue here of a bull. Now, this is going to be my first video of three. The first video will be, I'm going to highlight you the store, kind of walk you through, show you everything. The second video is going to be on putting together an outfit. I'm going to grab a pair of boots, some jeans, and a nice new shirt, kind of put all this together for a night out in Vegas. And finally, I'll wrap it all together with a visit to the hat doctor where I get a new hat fitted to my head. Now, speaking of this sculpture, it's really unique. It has this plaque here, tells you about the artisan that made it and when it was developed. Very cool. Now, not only do they have boots and clothes and things we've come to expect, but they have a lot of really neat accessories that highlight some additional artisans and things, like this case here of all this really nice jewelry. A lot of Western jewelry, has some really cool turquoise items and things like that. Definitely worth checking out. It's very unique. Some beautiful pieces here in this glass case. Now, one of the other cool things is no matter where you look in the store, there's something to look at. There's just so much stuff to look at. On pretty much every spot on the wall, there's artwork of different country artists or cowboys or all of that. It's really unique. So as you can see here, as we pan through the main level of the store, you kind of get a quick view of all of the boots that they have on display. And not just boots, they have a lot of their tennis shoes, caps, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all kinds of really cool items for you guys to check out. And they have some really unique kind of memorabilia items from Ariat, like this statue here with this rodeo gear. And as you move throughout here, they even have a section here for the boot doctor. They have some really cool fitting rooms. And they even have a section here for the kids. So maybe you need to pick something up as a souvenir. But where it really gets cool is every dressing room has a theme, right? So every dressing room is a little bit different. It features a different person. So as this room here, it features Ashley McBride, and it gives you some information about her. And then the next one, as I've reviewed some of the collab items, this is Travis Brazil's dressing room, and it has some photos of him. And in fact, here on the top, he's in an outfit there with the shirt, pair of jeans, and I believe I actually have that outfit, all of those same items I think I have reviewed on the channel. And then it has a placard that tells you about Travis Brazil and all of the things that he's won in his career, which is a lot of awards. And now there's even one here for Davis. He is a famous bull rider, won a lot of championships there. He is now since retired, but it's pretty cool that they have these kind of themes throughout all the different dressing rooms. They kind of highlight a different partner that Ariat has in each one of these dress rooms. I think it's a pretty cool touch. It's really unique to see all of these different things. Now, they don't have just your traditional cowboy boots. These are those kind of lower cowboy boots, and then they have their high-lows, which I call them the Howdy Partners. They're fantastic shoes. And then as you can see here, now we're going to get into like the boot wall, and it goes all the way down the whole length of the store, and it has just a lot of different boots, a lot of the rubber soled boots, the different types of rubber sole. They even have some of the hybrid ranchers here, all kinds of different boots for you guys to check out. Definitely will not have a hard time finding boots. And when you do find you a nice pair of boots, they've also got you covered in things to take care of those boots, right? And then even have a section here of the Benchmade boots. I've reviewed several of the Benchmade boots. Some of my favorite Ariat boots are those Benchmade boots. And then as we continue down this wall, we have a lot of the newer boots. We even have a lot of the futurity boots that they've just recently come out with. And even some of the ones that I've reviewed, like here on the top, they have that Pararoku, they have the ostrich. I have videos of those individually on my channel as well. Here we've got some different full quill ostrich. We even have that kind of that gray full quill ostrich, the Pararoku, and even the black python, which I just recently posted on the channel. Lots of different boots for you guys to check out. Lots of items, lots of clothing. It's a very cool, unique store. Like I said, they even have some memorabilia items which are pretty unique, like this full rodeo get up here on that mannequin, kind of in the center of the aisle. It's pretty cool. More boots here. Now, as we move to the front of the store, we go from the men's boots to all the female boots, and they have a lot of different female boots. Mrs. Tennant really enjoyed checking out all of these boots. I think she's got a list now, pretty long, of the next boot she wants to get and review for the channel. So I think that'll be pretty cool. Really lots of beautiful boots, lots of different colors. Most of these are in the back, so an associate will help you. They'll you tell them what you want, they'll go bring up your size, help you try them on. They're kind of a full service stop, very helpful, very knowledgeable staff that know a lot about the Ariat line. And while we were there, they were very helpful, very nice. So as you can see, lots of different boots here on the women's section. And here at the end are some boots that my wife really likes. This whole series here, she really likes these tall boots, and I think you'll be seeing some video review on these boots coming shortly. My wife really did like those, so definitely look for those videos from Mrs. Tennant. Giant video wall here, really cool, has some different commercials playing, really cool. Lots of different items. Like I said, everywhere you look, there's something to look at. So now let's go up to the second floor. Yeah, there's 2 floors to this store. And as you go up to the second floor, there's this really cool Ariat logo. It's like backlit and it glows through. It's really cool. Just need to find a way to get one of those for my office at home. I think that would be a fantastic addition. So as you walk up here, now on the second floor is mainly the Hat Doctor and all of their clothing, right? So we have here the female section, all the women's clothing are right here. They have accessories, bandanas, all kinds of items. Then as you move to the back of the store, you kind of transition into the men's department. So lots of different shirts, vests, coats, lots of hats, polos, all kinds of different clothing for in the men's section. So definitely stop by, check it out. You'll definitely find something you'll like. And then in the very back, we transition. We even have some of the Ariat rebar, the workwear in the very back. And again, the dressing rooms on the top floor, again, have that same thing. So here's the Crawford. So as you go into this, you'll see more pictures. And each dressing room is has that person that they have designated the name of that dressing room, and they carry that through both sets, right? There's dressing rooms on the first floor and dressing rooms on the second floor, and each dressing room has a different person. And each one of those has this little placard that tells you about the person, which I think is pretty cool. Now, when we leave that one and we head here in the back, we've got several more to look at. We've got McCoy. So we'll step in here, we'll take a look. There's several pictures from McCoy, which I think it's really a neat touch, right? That they took the time to do that. You know, got some pictures, and then again, we've got the plaque that talks about right there. So it talks about this PBR bull rider information. Then we move on to the next one. This one's really unique. It's not an individual, it's an organization. This is the Compton Cowboys. If you're not familiar with them, it is a nonprofit that actually reaches out to inner city youth, you know, teaches them about the Western lifestyle, about horses, and gives them an opportunity, which I think is really cool. You know, being someone who grew up in the country, horses were just part of growing up. But this gives those people that otherwise wouldn't normally have ever seen that an opportunity. And then finally, we have the Madden. It's the very last dressing room on this tour of dressing rooms. So as we step inside, you'll see some more photos. Now this is kind of cool. It's the only one that's more of like the equestrian or the English writing side of Ariat. Now I haven't personally reviewed any of those items. I focus mainly on the Western, but this is more of the equestrian, the English writing. And she is a 2-time Olympic gold medal show jumper, which is really cool to see that difference. Now, if you've noticed, all throughout the store, we've had these lassos, right? It's like these lights, but they're like rope. I mean, when you feel them, and thanks to Mrs. Tennant for highlighting it there on the video, they're very unique. And then we have a lot of accessories for men as well. We have wallets and buckles and chains and even bolo ties. And then we have like the wall of jeans and belts. So you have a section for the women and for the men. And then as we move forward, we're moving into the front of the second floor. And this is where you can really see this really cool Ariat logo and all this artwork on the wall there. Pretty much everywhere you look, there's artwork. And then again, these rope lights, those are the same kind of rope. They look like braided rope that glow. It's really cool. I don't know if they like stole Wonder Woman's lasso to make all of these rope lights, but they are pretty unique look throughout the store. Now here we're going to kind of move forward here into the hat doctor section. So you have lots of straw hats, as you can see here. And what's really unique is when you get to the front of this store, they have all this glass, and it kind of looks out over that area mall, and it just has a really cool, unique view. Not to mention all the awesome straw and felt, rabbit and beaver hats. But you get this really cool view at the front of the store. Now, this is kind of early in the day when I shot this, so there's not a lot of people out yet because they're probably all still hungover from partying the night before. There's a few, but there's not a ton. But it has just an awesome view of the main strip there in Las Vegas. And then as we move through, we have lots of other hats, lots of felt. I mean, just some 6X, some 20X. There's a whole wall back there. Pick out your hat, get your size, and the Hat Doctor, in a third video, I'll show you kind of how they steam it, fit it, and form it to fit your head perfectly. And it's a really cool experience. Would definitely recommend, if you're in the market for a new hat and you're in Las Vegas, go check out the Hat Doctor. It's as much a show as it is an opportunity to get a really great hat. So that kind of wraps up this store visit. Here we're back on the first floor. We're heading back out to the front of the store. They got the cashier. They've got just tons of places for you to try on boots. It is definitely an experience at this store, and it is by far one of the nicest retail stores that I think I have personally been in. Been very impressed. Now, to wrap this up, there's one thing I'd like to show you. There is this really cool American flag, and that's actually made from like thick cow leather, kind of the same way that they would make a pair of cowboy boots. And those flags are available for purchase. So that has been kind of the walkthrough of the Ariat store in Las Vegas. Now I'll have some links in the description. One will give you 10% off your entire Ariat.com order, especially since not all of us are in Vegas. We don't get the opportunity to go there, but if you see some things you want, head on over to the Ariat store, get you a little bit of a discount. And finally, if you do like content like this, if you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that really does help me to bring additional content.